ask for A, evaluate below in exact form, so that is keep it intact, exactly in little Pythag work there, 25 plus 4, this is going to be root 29. Okay, so that hypotenuse is root 29. Okay, so cosecant of here, throw it all down and make it sine. Oh, we need beta, so let's go and do beta. Okay, so now we're from pi to 3 pi over 2. So that's going to be quadrant 3. And beta is going to be right here. And then sine will be negative 12. And that'll be 13. Okay, and hopefully we know that triple. And that's going to be negative 5. 169 minus that 144 would be 25. You guys can do Pythagorean theorem. Okay, and so we're going to have to answer this then by expanding sine of alpha cosine beta plus sine of beta cosine alpha. Okay, so sine of alpha here is going to be a negative 2 over root 29. Cosine beta is going to be negative 5 over 13. Okay, and then sine of beta over here is going to be negative 12 over 13, and cosine of alpha is going to be 5 over root 29. Okay, so this is going to be, when we add these, that's going to be the LCD, 13 root 29. Okay, and this will just be 10. Negative and a negative is positive 10, and this will be minus, that'll be 60, but remember this is all under 1. Okay, and so let's go ahead and flip and multiply that. Let's see, that's here. So 1 under this is going to be just, it's going to be 1 divided by, that'll be negative 50 over 13 root 29. So it'll be 1 times 13 root 29 over negative 50. And there's the answer. 13 root 29 over negative 50. Okay, I'll try to write a little shorter, a little smaller here, so I kind of went here, down, and then I had to move over. All right, let's expand this out. This is going to be equal to tangent alpha minus tangent beta, and then 1 plus tangent alpha tangent beta. Okay, so tangent alpha is going to be negative 2 over 5 minus tangent beta is going to be negative 12 over negative 5. So I'm going to go ahead and make that positive. And then all over 1 plus that negative 2 over 5 times 12 over 5. Okay, so we're going to use the LCD of, are these both over 5? Oh, okay. So we're going to use the LCD here of 25. This is where you're going to grab your LCD. Okay, and we're going to multiply the top by 25 over 1 and the bottom by 25 over 1. Okay, so it's going to go in here. 5 will cancel into 25, negative 10 times. Okay, 5 will cancel into 25 5 times, which will hit this 2, which will be negative 10 times. Negative 10, I should say. And then 5 will go into 25 5 times. It'll hit this here, and I'll get negative 60. Okay. 25 will hit this 1 for 25, and then 25 will completely knock out the 5 times 5, and then that'll be just leave me with negative 2 times 12, which is negative 24. for a final answer of negative 70 over 1, which is negative 70. Okay, last problem. Woohoo. Let's see, a couple of half angles. Last two problems here. Tangent of beta is 2 over 3, and we terminate in quadrant 3. Okay, so notice, how do we represent quadrant 3? Like that. Little hint for you. All right, and so beta's here. Tangent is 2, 3, little Pythag work. This is going to be 4 squared plus 9 squared, which is 13, and then you square root it. That'll be root 13. Okay, so what is the cosine? So this is beta. We want to do beta over 2. Okay? So we want to do a half angle. So we don't need to try to half the quadrant or half the triangle or half the sides or do anything like that, because this formula involves beta, and we know all that we need to know about beta. The half angle formula only involves beta, and I've got lots of information here about beta. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the cosine of this angle here. Okay, so we got to figure out where beta over 2 is. Where is beta over 2? Got to figure that out. That's one challenge on this one. I don't want to pick my plus or minus from quadrant 3 because beta over 2 might not be there. Where is beta over 2? So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But in quadrant 3, where beta lives, cosine will be negative. So within the problem, I'm going to use negative values. And if we even put that left and down, that would be helpful. You really wouldn't even have to think about it if I put left and down. Okay, so cosine of beta over 2 is going to be equal to 1 plus the cosine of beta here is then negative 3 over root 13 all over 2. And so I still got to deal with this plus and minus. But let's simplify first. Let's do baby fractions and multiply under the radical with root 13 over 1 over root 13 over 1. Okay, so that's going to multiply in. This will just be root 13. That will cancel. That'll be minus 3. And on the bottom, I'll just get 2 root 13. And then I want to rationalize the denominator. Okay, so root 13 again over itself. Okay, so root 13 times root 13, still under the radical, will be 13, minus 3 root 13, and then on the bottom here I'll just get 2 times root 13, which is just going to be 2 times 13, which is just going to be 26. Okay, so the question is, where is b over 2? Well, if beta is in Q3, that's Q3, beta over 2 will be in, and it's perfectly legal to divide by 2. There's beta over 2, divide by 2. Beta over 2 will be from 90 degrees to 135 degrees, 3 pi over 4. That is quadrant 2. Cosine is negative, so we will be picking the negative answer. Okay, so last problem here. Last problem. Use the half-angle identity to verify the exact value of sine of pi over 11 pi over 12. Okay, so we're going to use the half-angle identity, which means, that doesn't mean we're going to half this. It means that this is half. This is theta over 2. Okay, this is theta over 2. All right, and so theta over 2 is equal to 12 theta, equaling to 22. And then theta is 22 pi over 12, which is 11 pi over 6, which is a value we like. Okay, so this is going to unfold, and it uses theta. Okay, the formula uses theta. this on the outside is theta over 2. All right, so we got plus or minus. And this one goes 1 minus, always cosine in here. And I'm using theta, so I'm using 11 pi over 6 over 2. Okay, so 11 pi over 6 is a 30-degree angle in quad 4. Okay, cosine is positive. And so we are going to write down root 3 over 2 here. All over 2. Baby fractions. 2 over 1, 2 over 1. 2 minus root 3 over 4, which is plus or minus 2 minus root 3. This extends all the way down, so we can take that root, and it's 2. Okay, so the question is plus or minus on the overall. We'll go back. Where did we decide that theta over, where is theta over 2? So we've got to go back here and do the overall plus or minus. Well, this is pretty darn close to 12 pi over 12 pi. Pretty close to 12 pi over 12. Pretty darn close to 12 pi over 12, but it's not quite there, but it's almost there, so that means it lives in quad 2. Okay, it lives in Q2, and the problem is in sine, so the problem is written in sine, and Q2 sine is positive, so this will be a positive answer. All right. Phew. All right, you guys, I hope you found that helpful. I am going to sign off and go pack my bags. Okay. Good luck on the test. You're going to do great. See you guys.